Alright, so this video is just going to go over using the Deluge with the circuit. The circuit's going to go Midi out into the Midi in on the Deluge. What we're going to do is use the Midi learn function and hook it into Synth 1 and Synth 2 on the circuit. Now right now Synth 1 and Synth 2, we can hear the internal synths. So we're going to go to the mixer and turn it down for both. Okay, so you can't hear anything. We're on the first track. So what I'm going to do is press Midi because I want to use Midi on this. And let's just start with number 2 I have set to the bass station, which has some bass playing. Okay. I'm going to hold down Learn. I'm going to press any of these audition buttons. And I'm going to press Synth 1. Now it illuminates brighter, so that way we know it's controlling it. I'm going to go up an octave here. So right here is a drum kit. Just a very simple drum beat, just so I can keep a beat here. I'm going to press play. And I'm just going to play a little, just bass line. Okay, so now that's in there. Okay, so now to do this properly, I want to record the notes into here, even though I could just draw them in. But right now I just want to use this way of putting in notes. So if I press record now, it's just going to press play as well. So what I want to do is press play on my transport here. That synchronizes everything. I'm going to press record here, and you'll see it's drawing in the notes. And there it is, it's all drawn in. Now, what I'll do is press mixer, and that will turn it off. So it's not going to be triggering it anymore. So what I can do now, I'm going to add a little other kick drums in there. Alright, so I don't even need that pattern anymore, so I'm going to clear it. I'm going to press play. Let's say I want that to play 2 times, so what I'll do is press shift and press that knob. Now we have 2 bars of those notes. Now let's repeat it again. Okay, so now we see this was doubled. Now we see these white notes. Don't touch them unless you want to delete all of the notes contained. Just be aware of that. I'm going to zoom in here. And we're going to go to the first screen, so that's bar 1, 2. Let's go to 3. Now what I want to do is move all these notes. So right now it's playing this. Now we'll go to here, F3. So I'm just going to grab these notes. Let's grab these notes. And these. And now let's zoom out just so we can see what we just did. So let's press play. Now these notes I want to move up even higher to G3. So let's zoom in. Let's scroll over one screen. And now we are going to move these notes. Oops, I just lost that one by mistake. So I'm going to hold these down, move all the notes up. And let's move out, scroll out, and now we're looking at the bass line that we just made. And there we have it. We're going to make a new track. Let's zoom out here. What I want to do actually is make this go back to 1 bar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the track and move it back 3 bars. So I'm just going to do that. Hold down shift, turn this. There's 1 bar, 2, and then 3. So now we're back to 1 bar. What I want to do now is just use Synth 2 here. So right now we have Learn set for this on Synth 1. I can disable that, just for now. Go in here, hold down Learn. We're going to go back into Synth 2 now. Okay. We're going to go to Midi. Let's go higher notes. So this part, I'm just going to play some notes in here. And let's see what comes out. Okay, so we're already set to learn for that track. We'll just press play again, and then press record. Okay, so right now it looks like we went too far, so I'm going to zoom out. Okay, we did go too far, so I'm going to zoom back in here. Okay, let's go back in, and what we're going to do, zoom out. So I just zoomed out. Let's take out these notes. Okay, they're all gone. Let's press play first. Already has record on, so I'm going to turn that off now because it just recorded everything. I'm zooming out. There it is. So let's go into song mode here. Let's make a new track, but I'm going to zoom back out. I'm going to go in here. Let's turn off learn on there just so it's clear. And now we can do another learn. And press this. Now we're back into synth 1. So for this part, let's say we want to do 4 bars here. I'm clearing all the patterns, make sure they're empty. Let's mute those. MIDI number 3 is set to system 1. So let's press play and make sure none of these notes are tracked yet. I'm going to press play. Okay. So we're just making sure that record is not set yet. So I'm going to press play and maybe work on a lead or something. Okay, so I'm going to go out here. Let's zoom out. Okay, now we're still set at this length. Okay, so I'm going to go in here. Let's hold down shift and let's move. 1, 2 more. Okay. Let's go to song mode to double check we want the right length here, and we did because it's matching this. Zooming back in. We always want to zoom in just to keep high res when we're pressing record. Otherwise, it will auto-quantize the notes and you might lose the spacing or the timing that you wanted. Okay, so before we do anything, I'm just going to press play on here and just experiment. Okay, let's say we like that. I'm going to press record. Again, this is set to 4 bars. We don't hear anything because it is muted, so I'm going to press this to unmute it. And we like how that sounds, so I'm going to press record. I'm going to press stop. Let's go into song mode. Let's zoom out. Okay, so that has been recorded. I can zoom out here so we can actually look at the notes. Now we see a lot of white notes here. Now if you did want to transpose any of these notes, you have to make sure not to hold down on the white ones because currently you can't. If you do that, it's going to erase all of the details in here that we're looking at when we're zoomed in. So we definitely want to make sure that we don't press those yet. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is just a little trick you can do. Let's just put in some notes and set this to MIDI 1, mini log. Let's hold down learn, trigger that. So let's do notes. Okay, let's press play. I'm going to press record. Okay, so that has been recorded in. What I want to do now is do an octave lower. So press shift octave down, press play, and then press record. Now let's turn that off in the mixer. Let's press play, turn off scale, shift, and we can now transpose all of that. So that's just one trick you can use. And now we're just going to show real quick. I'm going to set up the channel here, hold down Learn, Synth 1, and let's go into making a new track, make that a different instrument, Learn. And now I have control of 2 sequences that can be recorded right in here. So let's make some patterns. Okay, let's press play. Okay, so I wanted to record that in, so I'm going to press play, press record, and as you can see, it's being recorded in. Now we can mute those. And so you can see having a secondary sequencer actually can be pretty cool.